are now tuned in to the Peace King podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen,
come on, man.
I go by the name of Hungry HD.
Yes, sir.
And to my far left, we have the incomparable.
It's Maurice.
And you know we come together to form the Peace King podcast, man. Where we talk about health, wealth, relationships,
Big three,
and whatever else we feel like.
Yes, sir.
No, not no. I don't know if I could. It's like a fall stretch too. We salute. All right, we good.
Come
Peace,
on, man.
King.
You know how we gonna do it. You know? Hey, man, we got a special guest.
Hold on. Before we even do that. I know you know the surroundings look a little different.
It is just
a little fancy.
The kid is back home, man. And New York is in the building, man. You know what I mean? On location.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Come on, you gotta make some noise for that, man. Come on, man. Hey, man, it's a good week so far. You know, I had to come up to the Big Apple. Y'all call it the Big Apple over here, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, when we doing it no more, but
the city, the city that never sleep.
Yeah.
I thought that was Vegas.
Concrete jungle, whatever.
Concrete jungle. Okay, you know.
We still do that?
That traffic was a little jungle. I ain't going to catch.
Traffic
you know what
different.
I mean?
It's different.
But hey, man, it's a good time to be alive. I ain't mad at it. I'm glad to be in the city. Family and friends. I'm feeling welcome. You know what I mean? Probably because I ain't go into the city yet, but at least so far I feel welcome.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a good time. It's a good time, man. Who do we have here, though? We got the special guest in the building, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, if you don't mind, just introduce yourself and let the people know where you're from.
Okay. I'm Kami, a.k.a. Nike 88.
Nike in the building. Make some noise for that. Nike is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Nike in the building. Where you from, Nike?
I'm from the Bronx.
Come on, man.
From
the boogie down in the building. The
down
boogie
Bronx.
Shout out there.
There it is.
2023, 50 years of hip hop originating in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like that.
It sounds about right.
It's history over here in the NY.
Yeah.
You know, I like that, you know. Sports fans, y'all a little trash, but you know, I'm gonna let y'all live on that. You know what I'm saying? Last NBA championship was like 73 or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Y'all gonna have to handle that. I don't know.
the boy Phil Jackson was still playing ball. I don't know what's going on. You know, but I ain't gonna drag y'all too much though. But hey, you know, we got the lady in the house. It's 2024. We talk about health, wealth, or relationships. You know, so sometimes when the ladies come on, we definitely want to tap into their brains when it comes to relationship. 2023 was like the gender wars. We off of that.
Yes.
It's 2024.
I'm over it. I want peace.
2024 is the end of the gender war. Come on, man. We tagging that over here.
Put it to an end.
We tagging that though. I don't know if you're in the dating scene or not. You know, I'm to get all up in your business.
I'm not.
Oh, okay,
I'm
so
not.
she ain't in that though.
Scary out there.
It's scary.
It's not enough
Scary
armor to
hours.
be out there right now.
Not enough armor. It's crazy.
Why you gotta have armor though?
Y'all know why. We know why.
I don't know, man. I'll be winning at that.
You in the dating scene? You be winning the dating scene?
I mean, you know, sometimes you gotta take a break, you know, but I know the ingredients for a good date though.
Okay.
I feel like that, you know, it just comes with age. You know what I mean?
Now,
Experience. If
when you say a break, how long of a break are we talking?
Until I see her. You know what I mean? I ain't going to. Everybody got a plan until they get punched in the face. That's what Mike Tyson said. You know what I mean?
AKA 2 to 5 business days.
Hey, for real.
Terrell will be at a theater near you.
You know, hey, I might see them in person and be like, well, you know, 3 dimensions is a big deal. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell a vibe when you come get around. So with the online dating and all that stuff, It's just different when you see the person in person, or if you're out and about and you meet them in person, you just get that vibe.
This is true.
You ain't got that vibe.
That's
no,
true.
I can't. My bad. Sorry,
You thought about it.
Is he from New York? Nah, he from Chicago.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, but hey, man, what are your thoughts, man? How do you win? So here's a question. Let's do a question for the audience, and then just for itching gigs. Like, how do you win a date?
Yeah, how to win the date, man. It's a great question. I feel like the key to it really at the end of the day is just being attentive, I think. You know what I mean? Like, I think at the foundation of it all, if you just start there, everything else, I think, becomes a little easier. Pay attention, right? Like, when you have conversation and really tap into somebody, who they are, right? The things they really like to do, what gets them going, right? And just do regular conversation too, because sometimes people say things and they don't even realize. Some people do drop hints on purpose, but sometimes people speak and they say things and don't realize it because it's just natural conversation. But if you tapped in enough, you'll be able to, you know what I mean, pick the jewels from there and apply that to the date, right?
Big facts. Now, are you saying do your homework prior to?
That's a fact.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you pick up on that?
Yes. Like on one of your lives recently, you guys said, well, how do you know that someone likes flowers or not?
Yeah.
Right? But I would think that there will be some type of conversation before the first date, no?
Okay. It's mandatory for me.
mean,
Like,
right.
I got a video chat. I need to get the vibe.
Like, you don't just walk up to a girl and say, we're going on a date. You find out some things, right? Well, talk to me, because I don't know what life is like for you guys.
Hey, you remember the real? Shout out to the lives, by the way. My man, random-ish on Tuesdays on Instagram.
Facts,
Like, what we
facts.
talking
Pull up,
about?
pull up.
Live with Trell on Fridays.
Yeah.
Come on. Shout out to them for showing love to the listeners. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If y'all don't follow, man, go ahead and follow. You got a handle? Are you on the gram? Do you do social media?
Yeah, just a little bit.
What's your handle? Let the people know.
Nike_88. That's Instagram.
All right,
That's
bet, go
That's
follow. We appreciate that love. So, I mean,
what is dating like for you guys?
the fly. I mean, I think it is
Society.
secret society. I mean, I think there's some easy things to do to win, like from the beginning. You know what I mean? Like you ask the questions, do the video chats, learn their person a little bit, and then you could do some things if she likes flowers or she doesn't like flowers.
Yeah.
I mean, if she doesn't like them and you show up, you throw them away. If she likes them and you show up, you just won. So it's like it's a safe gamble, I suppose.
Okay.
And, it may be a separator. You know what I mean? Now, let me ask you a question. If the man realizes this on the way to the date he's running late, would you rather him show up late with flowers or show up on time without?
That's a great question.
That's a great question. I would rather him show up on time without.
Okay.
I'm a punctual person for the most part. And
Okay.
I don't like waiting, especially on the first date. I don't want to wait for you. It just shows like you don't care about my time.
Okay.
At least to me.
Okay, so the New York traffic, you know what I'm saying? The hustle and bustle of life be happening.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say he communicates. He's like, yo, hey, I'm going to be 20 minutes late. And he says this like an hour in advance. He just knows
I can do
based
that.
off of planning.
I can do that. Because realistically, right, ladies, when we're getting ready for a date, let's just say, I'm going to speak for myself. I need 45 minutes, right? You do your shower, you do your makeup, maybe your hair is done, you get dressed, and I'm about to walk out the door to meet you, and then you say, whoa, sorry, I'm running late, or maybe I can't make it.
Sheesh.
Now I've done wasted my good makeup. I done sprayed my good perfume.
Hey, you better take some pictures for the gram. You know what I mean? You better make use of that, John. Yeah,
Then I'm pissed. It looks terrible. But if you communicate, because communication is key.
Talk about it.
Right? If you communicate in time enough, then I'm like, okay, maybe I don't have to rush. Maybe I can take a little nap before I go because, I mean,
I've been busy.
Sometimes.
You gotta take a power nap.
I'm of a certain age. I have to take a little nap.
Come on, man.
I do. I need a little bit of a nap. Sometimes I don't sleep at night.
Okay, y'all need to get off. You need to get off the social media at night so you can get some Z's and count some sheep.
You don't know me.
I'm just
Saying,
saying, that's
Try to act
what
like
y'all
you know me
do.
like that, right?
You must, I don't know. You must say seen the Muhammad Ali bro. You can't talk to him about sleep.
You can't.
He closes his eyes and go to sleep in 2 seconds.
Oh, I
Big
wish.
facts.
I see. I can't do that.
Big facts.
I can't do that. But sometimes it can change the way my day goes if I know you're going to be late.
Okay, nah, that's solid. And shout out to the 45 minutes of getting ready.
Yeah.
That's like that got to be a lady record right there.
Yeah, that's
I mean, if
probably
my
fast.
hair is done, if my hair is already done,
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Okay, 45 minutes. Okay, boom. Ain't no wrong with that. So how else do you win the date? Right, being prepared. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't ask the root.
You said, yeah. Well, you said research. So I want to, hover over that a little bit because research, I think, is just beyond what I said as far as paying attention to detail. So just to differentiate a little more for people, paying attention to detail was, like I said, just a conversation, right? Like you might have said you like something in a conversation. I heard it. or you grew up a certain way, you used to love when your mother did this or your grandmother, you know what I'm saying, whoever. All right, cool. So I might show up with that thing, you know what I mean? The research part of it is actually like the planning of the date, I think. So it's like now I'm trying to find what the dopest spot is I could take you, you know what I mean? Also still involving that attention to detail, right? Because I want to cater it to your interests if I possibly can, depending on how much I know about you at that point, right? So I think that's part of it, somewhere where hopefully you guys can get to know each other and it's not like super loud music and you know what I'm saying, you gotta scream over the music, like something dope. The ambiance is fire. It don't have to be break the bank, but the ambiance gives a certain vibe. It looks like it costs a couple dollars, you know what I'm saying? So I think all of these things get you on your way.
Nah, big facts, bro. Big facts. Nah, I like that, man. Know the show? I got it. I got some flack recently for saying shorty orty, sweetie.
Oh,
D's.
yeah? Oh.
I did. I didn't know that was a different. I mean,
Wait,
And I literally just posted a reel where you said both of them back to back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't
But I'm going to keep saying it because I don't. All right? Know the shorty orty and sweetie Deenies, okay?
Who gives you flack for that? That's crazy.
Right? That's wild. Sensitive zones over here, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe she was a cancer or something. No, I'm just playing. I'm not even into, okay, I am a little bit. Yo, man, but nah, winning a date is bad key. That's your first impression. First impressions are lasting. So you might as well make an impact, an impression on the lady if you're going to spend your time, your effort, your resources, your brain power, and even thinking of things to talk on or whatnot. You might as well make it worthwhile. If you show up and you're not into the woman, hey, man, women talk. Why not just still have a solid date? Be chivalrous. You know what I mean? Show up on time. Pull out the seat. Take a coat off. You know what I mean? Pay for the date, for crying out loud. If you're going out, you might as well pay for it. Shoot, like, come on, man. Like, what we doing over here? Like, just win the date. Because if it doesn't go well and then she talks to somebody else, your name good in these streets, bruh. You treated her right.
Do you guys care about winning a date?
Absolutely. I care about winning in everything in life. We winners over in this bar. He's like, come on, man, what are we doing? If I'm going to do it, I'm going to win. Right. I feel like DJ Khaled. All I do is win over here. Like, what's going on?
Why would you think that people don't care about winning the date?
And especially now, like these days, the options are kind of endless for men, I believe. And I know you guys are going to...
Fair.
But I do feel like you guys, the options
maybe for the
are
hungry
endless,
HD,
right?
But, you know.
Tell the people, is that true?
Good. I can't even finish that statement.
So I feel like a lot of people are just dating.
I know what you was going to say.
I feel like a lot of people are just dating to date now. It's something to do when there's nothing to do.
Especially the ladies, boy.
So I just want, especially the ladies.
I'm joking. Y'all get a free meal and experience out of it. The dude got to plan it, pay for it.
I have not gotten...
himself in give me another P word. I don't know. I was on a roll. But go ahead. God, they got to do
many dates? Well, it's been 2, but...
Yeah.
I'm going to say, look, I don't necessarily think that's something new. I think people have been dating for just the sake of dating, because there's nothing to do for a long time. Yeah. I think the difference is now we're like at an age where it matters more, right? So it's more attention behind it. Everybody's focused and wrapped up in dating with attention and trying to find a person, and people getting older and they're not finding a person, so now like panic is setting in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like for some people. So I think now like it's just a different perspective. So now it's like if you date and it's not intentional, now you just dating for dating, right? You dating because there's nothing better to do, which some people are still going to do that. Because it's like at the end of the day, it's like anything else. It becomes double-edged sword, right? So to speak, because it was like what happens if I could die tomorrow and nothing, like, am I not just going to enjoy life too? So like, fuck it, I'm going to just go out and I'm going to go on this date, you know what I'm saying? And see what happens. And maybe there ain't really nothing here, but I'm going to still just have a good time. While you in the course of still trying to work your place to finding that person. Because it's real, because we all know, again, we get into an age where, unfortunately, especially, you know, if you're from a certain place and you know people that have maybe dealt with a certain lifestyle, losing people getting they out of here, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You never know what day is gonna come. So that's why I'm not really mad. You know, I know like whatever route you choose, do what you feel is right for you. You know what I mean? If you just want to have a little fun, have some fun. If you want to align yourself properly and get, locked in and just stay in that space till you're there, then do that too.
Indeed.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Is that a form of settling?
What, dating? Regularly
Like,
dating?
no, just kind of like you said, like, okay, we're getting at an age and we want certain things out of life and you said stay in that place until you get what you want. What did you mean by that?
Oh, no, I meant like if you don't want to settle, like, so I feel like it's the opposite. So if you don't want to settle for just dating casually or dating for something that's anything less than what you feel like you deserve or you should have, whatever your ideal person is or partnership looks like, then you should just hold out until you get that, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking of, more of when we're getting older, we have started to refine what we want.
This is true.
We are learning more about ourselves.
This is
In
very
turn,
true.
we're learning about more of what we want and what we desire and what we need, the boundaries, and what we're not tolerating. So as you're getting to learn somebody, over the course, I may determine whether or not I want to take them on a date. If you're dating multiple, number one, that could get expensive for a man specifically.
Facts.
You know
can
what I mean?
imagine.
So it's like, I'm not even going to waste my bread on that if I don't see you worthy of, not like horrible term, but if you're not worthy of my time,
Nah, that's not.
if you're not worthy of my time, then I'm not going to spend my time.
Respectfully, yeah.
Time is a non-renewable, valuable resource.
Listen, fam.
You
Absolutely.
need to use it wisely, use it
Absolutely.
intentionally, and you need to date intentionally. So with that, I'm
on,
in
Trell.
dating for a purpose and finding a lifelong partner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And once I think that you meet the criteria for me specifically, and if I feel like I meet your criteria, then we may start to do it a little bit more seriously. And that's where you start to flirt with the courtship. And you're courting and you're no longer dating.
What does that timeline look like for you? Like when you're being intentional, right?
Yeah.
And you're starting to date someone, how long do they really have for it to be, this is a solid thing?
Hey man,
Or
everybody ain't made the same. Some people get to skip
Right.
the line. Life is
Okay.
just different for some folks, you know what I'm saying? Some people are just that exceptional. So I can't give you a ballpark because, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I was married before. That took 9 months. The next one might take 90 months. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know how many months that is. That's almost 8 years. Never mind. 90 weeks. That sounds a
He's
little
like,
bit
the next
more.
one might be 10 years.
90
Hang tight,
weeks.
little mama, he coming.
90 weeks. I was trying to stick with the 90 theme to sound smooth with it, but it might have backfired. First one might take 9 months.
I ain't even
the
do my
next one might
math, so I
take
didn't realize it was that long. I just like, 90 months.
It might take 90 weeks. 90 weeks is actually 90 weeks is pretty legit. That's almost 2 years. You know what I'm saying? That's about 2 months shy of 2 years.
About 2 years.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a good time frame. Yeah. If it's dragging for months and months, years and years, then y'all need to move on. But hey, then you're bugging. You know what I mean? So look, great topic, but hey, shout out to, I appreciate the inputs, man. Hey, yo, we got the lovely lady in the building, Nike. Hey, Nike in the building, showing love. Come on, man.
You guys, I'm shy. Come on.
Nah, you're doing your thing. All right, so Nike, I don't know how familiar you are with the Peace King podcast. I feel like that you are.
Okay.
But there's one of our favorite segments.
We're about to find out right now.
Okay?
Let's go with it.
It's King's Corner, a.k.a.
You're bugging.
Okay.
Nah, she
You're
she ain't
bugging.
Nah,
Yeah,
she
that
was a
was
little late on the
like-
draw.
that
She was a little shaky. You know what I mean? It was a little shaky. I don't know. But either way,
Yeah, I mean-
it's King's Corner, a.k.a.
You're buck. Oh
Shit,
man,
come on.
wow.
Now, see,
We
I'm
never
not the
had
only
2
one
in a
dropping
row.
low.
We never had 2 in a row.
Not the only one.
I gotta hit it with the Price is Wrong. Like, yo, what's going on here? But nonetheless, we're gonna move on. King's Corner, aka You're Bugging. This is a segment where we call out particularly a gentleman, right? Gotta hold the fellas accountable. We get
Let's do more of that.
particularly, I give the ladies a hard time regularly. I gotta, call out the fellas when I feel like the fellas are slipping a little bit. At least one gentleman in particular each week. So this week, although it's an old clip, I saw this clip in response to a very viral series of clips by my man Cat Williams. So you already know that I say my man Cat Williams, so clearly I'm favoring the comedic genius over here. In my opinion, all right? He be wilding out sometimes, though. So he was on Club Shay Shay. Shout out to Shannon Sharp for having a dope podcast or whatnot. He was revealing a lot of things, calling out a lot of names that, there was a lot of views. Millions on millions on millions of views. At least 5 million views at the least. Still accruing more as we speak this week. However, there was one man in particular. Shout out to Big Worm.
Big Worm.
If you're a fan of Friday, you know what I did there. You know what I ain't even do that on purpose. But yo, shout out to Big Worm, right? Faizon Love. Come on, my guy. He said Cat Williams is the most overrated comedian of all time. This isn't the shortest you're bugging ever because have you fell and bumped your head there, my man Faizon? Come on, man. Have you hated it? I ain't even gonna go that route. You know what I'm saying? But you're bugging, my G. Here's the thing. If there's someone that you dislike, but they are exceptional in the field, you can't shun on them. You can't discredit that. You can't hate on that. I could dislike LeBron because he flops all the time. But I can't act as if he's not a great basketball player.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Right. I may just dislike his antics. And that's an example. I'm actually a LeBron fan. But yeah, chill out with the flopping. But and then what sympathy so much. But LeBron, I'm actually a fan, right? But nonetheless, my point is, just because you may dislike a human, don't publicly shame them on something that they are actually exceptional. That might be the word of the day for me. Exceptional in. Feel what I'm saying? So, gentlemen, hating is just trash, all together. You know what I mean? It's bad for your skin. It gives you, low blood pressure or high blood pressure and low cholesterol. You gotta stop hating, all right? It's not good for your health. I made those things up, but nonetheless, if you feel like they're true, you will hate less. I like it. So, nonetheless, your bugging award goes to Faizon. Come on. You get the prices right and a hand clap. All right, boom. So, that's the first half right there. We appreciate it. We rolling, we rocking, all right? So, we going to refill. Actually, may not need one, but this might be the quickest break ever. Just go ahead, refill yours. We got commercials, and we're going to be right back, all right? You know what I mean? It's your boy, Trey Maurice.
Hungry HD.
Nike girl in the building. Excuse me, Nike 88. I didn't hit myself with that one.
You are now tuned in to the Peace King podcast.
Stay hungry, because name one person at the top who hasn't. Our designs are catered toward the ambitious, created to inspire those who strive to maximize their potential in everything they do. We make pieces simple enough to be worn with a number of outfit options, but flashy enough to still turn heads and make a statement. At Stay Hungry Cloth, you can expect high-quality materials made to live through many wears and proper wash cycles, with a fit that is fashionable but comfortable. Most of our styles are unisex, but we also have pieces just for you ladies. No matter if you are a sneakerhead, fitness addict who likes to be fly, or someone who just loves a dope t-shirt with a message, we got you covered. Members of the Peace Kingdom, we have an exclusive offer just for you. Visit stayhungrycloth.com and enjoy 15% off your first order with the code PKP15 used at checkout. That's PKP15 for 15% off your first order at stayhungrycloth.com. Stay Hungry Cloth. Ambition is a lifestyle.
You are now tuned in to the Peace King podcast.
Welcome back.
Yes, sir.
Listen, I don't know. I feel like every episode, I know we have to do this. It's obligatory.
Yeah.
Because you never know who's new who's going to be tuning in for the first time.
Right.
But sometimes, when I keep repeating myself the same time, over and over the same thing to people that have been here for 30, 40 episodes already. Why I got to keep telling you to subscribe, man? subscribe to @Peace King Pod. It's so easy. It's just like
Do it
the
already.
button right there. You watching a video, just hit subscribe. Like I don't understand. Like what's going on?
I just
Because-
did it last week.
Hey, shout out
and,
to her doing it last week, and shame on her for finally doing
Right,
it last
that
week.
part, that
You know what I
part.
mean? Like, yo,
I wanted to hover over
we
that for a
appreciate
second,
both.
you know what I'm saying?
But go,
I
but
do appreciate it.
This is why you got to keep repeating it, because there's somebody watching right now that has checked out all 30 plus episodes
And has not.
and
done
still
it.
ain't subscribed.
Ain't do it. Ain't do it.
Hit the button.
Because you got to
crazy.
remember your password and you have to log in. and it becomes
so
a whole
much.
thing.
Oh man, so much manual labor
Oh
involved.
man, it's just
You know.
tear your whole life apart. You know what I'm saying? But
But
listen,
either
yeah,
way,
man.
welcome back from the break.
Yeah,
we in the
back.
game,
Yeah,
coach. You know,
refilled,
we in here.
ready to go. I do. You know, listen. This is great that we about to segue into this next topic, and because there's something on the last topic that I actually didn't get a chance to ask, but it fits perfectly into this right here. So I can't wait to dive into this. Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm letting you know. I'm just passing over.
I thought you was leading right into it. You know what I'm saying? I'm following your lead. Come on, bro. Where we at?
I know this ain't part of the program, but let me just teach
Okay.
boys and girls one time. You
Go
know,
ahead.
just if you ain't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta when you play on a team, you gotta learn roles. On the
Okay,
team.
all right.
Learn
Yeah,
who
yeah.
does what.
Right,
to the
right,
grade.
right,
Even
right.
if you could do it to a certain extent, if that's they gift and you recognize how special they do, you just
Hey,
let
man.
them do what they do.
Hey,
you know what I'm
hey,
saying?
I appreciate
You know
that.
what I'm
Hey,
saying?
we in the game, coach.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the alley. You know what I mean?
As you should.
Either way, hey man, but there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
We hit heavy on the dating. We hit heavy on the relationships. Hey, we got to keep it going. You know what I mean? But relationships, and we talk about winning and stuff like that. But sometimes, if that date and he went on that date and y'all get into a full-fledged relationship, it don't always end well.
It does not.
It doesn't always end well. We want to shout out to all those that are still going, and I want to, encourage you to keep going. Like a win in a relationship is completing another day and repeating that situation and keep repeating it over and over and over again. And just keep going. But that don't happen for all folks. Sometimes it comes to an end, and it's okay. You know what I mean? Relationships and people come into your life for a reason, season, and a lifetime. Shout out to Maya Angelou. Shout out to John P. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it is what it is. But at times, it can end so badly, it could be traumatic.
It can.
And it's this term that I'm about to say is not just for armed forces. It's for any situation that's traumatic. That PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder.
Lord.
It can be temporary. It can be long-standing. Nonetheless, there is relationship PTSD. I believe it's a thing. And it happens. Even if it isn't a full-fledged marriage or relationship, even if it was a situationship, there could be situations where a person doesn't accept or act or react in a manner that is healthy. And that could cause you to experience some type of trauma. I've experienced this myself. That's why I'm speaking a bit, confidently on this here. You know what I mean? A brother had to put some restraining on the side though. A brother had to call the po-po. I ain't going front. I mean, hey, shout out to you. Hey, they there to protect themselves.
please call 911.
I had to make sure I knew the number. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never called that number before. You know what I mean? But I called it for the first time on a shorty on his swing. Matter of fact, she don't even deserve that title.
Yeah. Nah, she might. Maybe I don't know.
No, she don't. I was hurt. We bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Run the muck.
Crazy,
She
but
bamboozled you. How long did it take?
okay, we ain't gonna get it. I want to talk too much about it. But, Many moons ago. For those who follow Live with Trail, shout out to y'all. Y'all done heard the story before. For the new people, y'all didn't hear the story before. But it is what it is. In a nutshell, you know what I mean? You got to be careful with who you engage with.
Absolutely.
You have to be careful. Know that person. You know what I mean? Especially if you engage in extracurricular activities. You know what I'm saying? That brings it to a whole nother level. You know what I mean? At least for your boy.
I feel like this is a great area.
Hey, it is what it is. but what I'm saying is, you can't anticipate when you really know, you have to really know someone. I think it is super important for that, so you can see these indicators of a bit wild behavior. And I haven't always done that the greatest. I think that's why I'm a bit more cautious presently because of that. I've had PTSD. I'm gonna pass over after I say how severe it was, to a point where I had, just wouldn't leave me alone. And showing up at my house unannounced. Waiting. Well, I pull up in my driveway, getting out like it's a regular night. I'm just going home, pulling my driveway. Hop out the car. What are you, camping out?
Oh, that's nuts.
That's an
What's
eerie
going
feeling.
on?
That's eerie.
911. Who is this lady? I don't know. Ma'am, why are you here?
No shit.
Treat her like a stranger.
Sugar tie tree.
What's
Sugar
wrong?
tie
Now,
tree.
here,
Pow, pow, bang,
okay, I'm
bang.
gonna tell you some. This is going down, but I was a little pissed off about something. I called and they treated me like I was the aggressor, and I called.
Real thing, bro.
I'm the one wanting to be protected, and they quickly saw that she was out of her mind. And they asked me, finally, I go to speak initially, sir, stop. I'm like, I called you.
Yeah.
And then they like, they allow her to speak her piece. You know what I mean? No pun. They allow her to.
The audacity.
Why?
He's like, the audacity.
They allow her to speak her piece. They realize there's some screws loose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have to peep the scene.
And then they almost cut her off after about 2 minutes. And then they like, sir, what do you want? I just want to go inside and go to sleep. You go inside. Because they knew something was wrong. And fortunately, everything worked out well. And like, this was years ago.
Right.
And restraining order, all of that, everything worked out fine. Haven't heard a blip years. I hope and pray that this does not
Please, Heavenly
weirdly
Yeah.
bring that person back. Who knows? She probably watching right now. I have no idea.
Probably is.
I have no idea.
Probably been on every live you've been on for the last year.
I don't even know. But I hope not. But if so, I ain't even gonna say nothing. I ain't even gonna. But here's the deal. The point being is, to that point, I used to drive home, and I noticed that every time I drove home, I was looking. And I didn't realize it till after the umpteenth time. I'm like, I have some type of stress because every time I'm coming home, I'm worried that somebody's gonna pop up and ruin my day.
It's nuts.
All because I don't want a relationship.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So that wasn't even a full relationship, but I had PTSD from a situation. All because I didn't want to take this any further. And I've told this story before, and I usually get, well, whatever you tell her, it's like, it's if women are capable of getting a man who just does the most, the opposite can also be true.
True.
All right? So it just is what it is.
No, always got to question what the man do. Right.
Right.
Because now you know how that make you feel. I do want to say this though. You know what I'm saying? Not to not to make light of my brother's situation. You know what I'm saying? But we still got to talk how we talk. So this is real though. This is crazy. It's crazy. Like you got to be a different type of individual and woman and level of out of here. If you can give PTSD to a man that served and it ain't come from serving, it came from you. Like that's wild. You know what I'm saying? Like that's wild. You gotta think about that.
Point.
No.
Wow,
make
bro.
a valid point.
Bro, to your point, bro, in 2007, I was stationed in Balad, Iraq for months. That was at the height of Operation Iraqi Freedom. On my base, we got bombed over 200 times on that base. It got to the point where when we get bombed, if I was asleep, I didn't even put on my flak vest or my helmet. I didn't do any of that. I just was like, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. If it hits my exact tank Cadillac where I was sleeping, it's my time to go. No PTSD. That right there, PTSD. Wow. Crazy.
Yikes.
Crazy.
Yikes.
Shout out to everybody that's suffering from it. Yeah, get your therapy.
Absolutely.
Do whatever you need to
Absolutely.
do to get right. And like just know you ain't alone. Like even if it is situationships, relationships, death, or combat, you know what I mean? It is what it is. It's mental health, wealth, and relationships. Get your health, your mental health game on point. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry that happened to you.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
You know, it be like that sometimes.
It's like going home and not
a little
feeling
bit,
comfortable
brothers
to
a
go
little
home.
emotional nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Be like that. Brothers need them.
Everybody pray for Trell.
Hey man, but we back though. We know what I mean? That was years ago. But let's bounce back, man. Shout out to the resiliency over here. We resilient over here though.
Let's cite the great, you know what I mean, the great work Breathe by John Jackson, aka Fabulous. You know what I mean? He said, every chick I bone can't leave the ick alone. That's why I know it's one of them. Every time I flip my phone, let me get the balls right. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So
Hey, man.
you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it happens out here too. It just be happening.
You gotta be careful who you walk the sheets on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact.
You gotta be careful. You know what I'm saying? You can't always get a grade A. You gotta sometimes get a grade C.
Yeah, you do.
You can't always get a grade A.
You do. Sometimes you got to go down to like a D or F. You know what I mean? Sometimes too.
Hey,
but
man, you do.
Go ahead. You know what I mean? My fault.
Or just don't give it at all. Have the discipline.
That's true too. Yeah. That's part.
And that's what it's.
That's the real message.
I ain't
you wanna
gonna
give to the
front.
people.
Afterwards, it was to the point where you got to be super selective. And I don't think I know. After that, it did change how I engage with people.
Scared straight.
And that's how we should always be.
Yeah.
What did you say about time before?
It's a non-renewable, valuable resource.
You have to be selective
You
with
gotta
who
be
you allow
selective.
into your space.
Come on, hey man.
Right.
I mean, she quoted a great philosopher for crying out loud. You know what I mean? Book available on Amazon right now. 100 quotes to derive a life lesson. Okay, but that's neither here nor there. That is one of the quotes, though. Time is a non-renewable, valuable resource. Use it wisely, use it intentionally. I didn't get that last part verbatim. I've been sipping, but life is good. Relationship PTSD. Have you heard about it? Feel it? Just give me your general thoughts on it whatsoever.
Yes. Gosh, how much time do you guys have?
All the
Hey, man,
time you
we
need.
here,
All
we
the time you
here.
need. You know what I mean?
We got this for 2 days.
It's your house. That's a fact. That's a fact. We here. We locked in.
You know what I mean? Shout out to the holidays. Brothers, I ain't working right now. You know what I mean? Shout out to the personal times off, for the leave, for the vacations, for all of that. You know what I mean?
We took a
Tis is the
special
season.
trip to New York to get
Yeah.
this in. We on your time, baby. Talk about it.
I heard it's a concrete jungle where dreams are made of. Hopefully I get a dream made this weekend. You know what I'm saying? We in the game, cause we outside. Ain't that where it's still from? I'm outside.
I like Trailer, New York.
See him, right?
I gotta take a picture on
get
42nd Street. Ain't that like y'all downtown?
42nd Street.
Nah,
That ain't it?
we don't
You
rock.
gotta go to Dykeman or
I mean, if you want to like, I mean,
Like,
yeah.
but with the
For,
lights,
like,
I would in the middle of traffic and all of that.
yeah.
Ain't that 42nd or
I
no?
mean, New Yorkers itself don't rock with that, but it'd be dope
But
for you to do.
I'm a
Yeah,
tourist,
you could do
though.
that. Yeah.
I ain't from New York. I'm not even gonna act like I'm from New York.
No, that's fine.
Although I am gonna wear the butters tomorrow though. The constructs.
As you should.
The constructs?
Yeah, do that.
So I am gonna have.
You're not gonna wear the butt neckies, are you?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
The-
Oh, that's
let
a
'em
good.
know.
That's a
See,
good point.
there you go.
I don't
Let
know
'em
if the night ends well.
This
I
is
might
the
be
thing.
about to fuck Nikes. I don't know. We don't know. It's New York. What happens in New York? No, that's Vegas.
No,
I don't know.
no,
Okay,
no,
all right.
no.
I'm getting my cities mixed up a little bit. We be
All
traveling.
right, so what we just real. This is we going all over the place now, but
Right.
what we call butt nakeds
What's that?
the Timbs that don't have the double sole, right? When they
Oh,
used to be
nah,
butt naked
come on,
because they didn't have the leather at the top, but now they make them with the leather at the top, but it still be the single sole. So
Nah, you already
gotta
know
have a
I'm
double
going with
sole.
come on, man. I'm a 90s kid, 80s baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know. There's only one Timberland that you should rock.
listen,
Only one. 6-inch, the joint at the top, the double sole at the bottom, the constructs, the butters, all of that.
fact.
Like,
That's a fact.
Okay, you safe.
there's only one.
I'm
Like,
not.
come
I'm
on.
not. That was dope at Nike though. She was looking out for your best interest.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
solid. That's
like
solid. But you know, hey, I've been in the game for years.
Made me an animal.
You know what I mean?
Gotta make
There's
sure.
rules to this.
Gotta make
Nah, I
sure.
appreciate the lookouts. All right, but so okay.
Let's talk about a time that you dated
was
somebody with some butt nakeds. You know what I mean? Some PTSD you got from that. You know what I mean?
She actually saw him. Ooh, he got the butt naked on. He different. Like, yo.
You funny about that? That's my problem, right? Like, I'll date a plethora of men. Like, you don't have to look a certain way, right? You just gotta feel a certain way to me, right? If the vibe is cool, if you can stimulate my mind with conversation, we could possibly go places, right?
So color that is
and this is why I have PTSD right now. This is why.
That's why right now.
A lot of you, they've heard the story about the guy who was obsessed with Batman. Don't laugh.
Nah,
don't do it.
I'm sorry.
Don't do it. I'm still shaking. I'm still shooken up about it.
I've been waiting my whole life. I've waited my whole life for you to come tell a story on the podcast.
Hold on,
I promise you. He never, and everybody in here never heard this before.
What the John Wayne is going on?
So you got to
Bruce
tell
Wayne.
The story.
Oh,
you did.
That was the wrong one. Hey, quiet that up. Hey, I said John. I don't even know, but at least I corrected myself though. So don't come at me. I corrected myself.
Get him.
If you correct yourself within 5 seconds, it's null and void. It don't count.
Or facts. That's like in a restaurant. And they drop your food on the floor. There's a 3-second rule, and as long as they pick it back up in 3 seconds.
That's not the same whatsoever.
I just try to sneak in a little hidden gem from y'all, from somebody that got a little bit of a culinary background. I know what be going on. So sometimes, listen, it still tastes good. Taste the Mason though. Like you enjoyed it.
I ain't going out to eat for 3 weeks.
Nah, go do it. Go do it. I mean, I've never done that, but I'm just saying.
My man,
some people say that.
Shout out to Sweet Renaissance.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about it. Batman.
All right, Batman.
No Robin.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give you the short version, right?
Okay, let's move the mic a little closer. You know what I mean? No pun.
Okay. I'll give you guys the short version, right? We go on a date.
Okay.
One of my coworkers kind of introduced us.
Shout out to the vouch.
He took me to my first baseball game.
He
took me to my first baseball game.
All right.
It was a double date. And you see, this is why you have these conversations.
A double dizzy for the first
spoke,
date?
right? And
That's
we spoke.
interesting.
We spoke for...
I've never even been on one ever. I'm sorry.
I hate double dates.
never
I
been
don't
on
like them. And we spoke on the phone for 2 weeks. And I told him how much I don't like double dates. And out of nowhere, he's like, oh, my coworker's coming with his girlfriend. I'm sorry. I couldn't control it. We're all going to this baseball game. It was Halloween. We decided to take the train because, as you know, baseball games can be a little, like, it's a lot of traffic and parking and all the situations. So we took the train.
Okay.
And his friends were all dressed up like, I don't know these characters.
Not the cosplay.
Who is that? Storm, and what's the other one with the laser eyes?
Cyclops.
They were dressed like that, right?
They not even dating, are they?
But that's how they were dressed, right? So, okay, whatever. We're gonna make this
All right,
long story very short.
That's the other couple.
This is another couple. I'm
Did
just
you
trying
dress
to
up?
paint the picture. No.
Non-festive.
No. So we go on this date,
Red
right?
Flizzy. No, just
Red Flizzy.
I'm just messing.
So his friend sits in between us the whole game, and he's planning like the next 6 months of my life. He's like, oh my God, I'm so glad he finally has a girl. This is the first date. And he's like, yeah, do you like flag football? My mom, she likes to have us over. She hosts us. And I'm like, oh God, he hangs out with his mom.
Hold on, time out.
You
For the
heard me, right?
duration of the date, the friend sat in between y'all?
Yes.
Weird behavior.
Not only did he sit in between us, but he planned my whole life 6 months in advance. 6 months in advance, right? So now I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little turned off. It's happening. The red flizzy.
Yeah.
It's starting to will up, right?
Trying to figure out when she was turned on.
So we get on the train heading home.
Yeah. Shout out to the red flizzy.
And randomly, his friend shoots me with an imaginary gun.
He could have shot you with a lot of stuff. I was on the edge of my seat waiting for that second part.
Yeah. Bam, shot me.
He shot you. like bang.
So my date is like, activate Velcro bar. I don't know, right? So he reaches over to put my seatbelt on, My imaginary seatbelt, of course, right? And the girlfriend is like, no way. And she pulls out her gun, her imaginary gun, of course, right? Yeah. God. And the whole time, you see her face? That is my exact sentiment, right? Like I'm standing and I'm like, this is not happening to me. But it is. I got shot. And the whole time I just let the control.
Someone please call 911.
I think we know what the title of this episode is gonna be.
I got shot like 3 times. And then he put my seatbelt on and they're like shooting with these imaginary guns.
Okay, what did you do?
I promise you I stood there in shock. Like I couldn't believe that I was on the 4 train at 11:30 at night getting shot by imaginary guns.
You know what?
By people I just met a few hours ago.
That's wild. But
So the next day I'm
so
like,
much to unpack.
he drops me off home, whatever. The next day I'm like, I just don't think that I don't think we're a good match. I don't think this is gonna work.
Yeah.
He's like, damn it, I knew it. I told him, I thought it was my friend. He came on too strong, right? And I'm like, no, it's because I got shot. I got shot. Something about getting shot 3 times.
Not the shot she wanted.
It just kind of makes you not want to go on a second date. I don't know, right? I didn't date again for 2 years.
Dang.
But I do this. This is the thing that I do. I take breaks, right?
That's a hell of a break. That ain't even a break. That's like a sever.
Somebody get this man a tissue.
Yeah, for real.
That's
I should have known better too. I should have known better.
you got shot.
Should have had my paper towel ready.
Yeah.
You know what? I usually say weird behavior, but in that sense, you might have been the weird one.
Right.
Because they were all on the same
They're like,
page.
why isn't
she
activated?
reacting?
Exactly.
When you got shot, how come you didn't be like, ah?
I done passed the wave
She
check.
was not a good sport.
Wave check.
You should have been like, ah. Or at least hit it with the Matrix. I get this thing.
You know what?
I mean, you gotta get into character. You know what I mean?
It took me a while to process what was happening, okay?
Okay.
Imagine I just reach over and put your seatbelt on right now.
I'm gonna be like, I'm secured.
Bro.
I ain't gonna I'll be entertaining that foolishness. Now, just off of just
okay, you want to know what? If I knew him, if I knew him, then maybe, right?
Hey,
maybe.
I did that accidentally, and I didn't know that this woman was like, shout out to all those who battle mental illness. Like, no disrespect. But I didn't know that this woman, was she had an illness. And she was seeing things, and she was like, you got a bunch of bugs in your hair. And I was like 10 years old, and I knew that it wasn't. I was just like, oh, no.
Hope they don't get in my ears.
Bro.
Why did I do that? I don't know. My pops and well, this was a family member, and, rest in peace. Love her. But my pops, and it was like, my son's an idiot. Why are you playing? She ain't in the right mind, and you playing around. And I'm just like, oh no, get him out.
No, that's it's value to that. Though.
I thought it was a game, but I didn't have the presence of mind.
I mean, 10. You don't have the capacity to really
10, 12,
understand.
For me, I was like, I thought she was playing around.
Yeah.
So my dumb mind,
No, you'd have like.
And then
what is
I ain't
happening?
never dating again.
What was
particularly?
I think I was like.
How old was he?
I think we were like 27, maybe.
Oh, both of y'all are the same age.
That's a big age.
Oh wow.
That's a big age.
It caught me off guard.
Cosplay is real though. And it was Halloween too.
And you know what? I just put together. It might not have been. You sure it was Halloween?
Yeah, it was Halloween. I went trick or treating with the kids.
Okay.
In the daytime. And then
You don't think you was too hard on him though? Because they were already. Was he dressed up?
I thought
was he dressed?
No, he wasn't. He just had this really big Batman emblem chain.
You see Trump. You didn't see Trump's face though.
And his license plate was a Batman license plate.
Red Flizzy.
He really was Bruce Wayne. You dated Batman. How fortunate are you? Did he have a Batmobile?
You got the wrong perspective this
I
whole
know,
time.
right? You had the whole advantage.
It's my
You could have had a butler
darn.
named Alfred. And like, you know what I mean? You could have had the life.
He was a good man, Savannah. He was a good man. No, I mean, he was a nice guy. He was a nice guy, but I just didn't think that I was right for him.
Solid way to. That's maturity right there.
No, that's fire.
That's maturity right there. Like,
Yeah, I don't think I
we
was
gotta
right
get
for
us some
him.
love, man. We gotta get some. We gotta get us some love.
And I want to say this too, because I just thought about, another one of these light bulb moments for me, revelation, if you will, because I've heard this probably my third time hearing this story.
And he still cries.
I cry every time because every time it's
he
a
likes
lot
to
of
laugh at
time.
my
It's a
pain.
lot of time in between.
Yeah.
So I always feel new when I forget pieces of it, and it just be like, and it's just so outlandish that it's just crazy.
Right.
So, but what I will say is, when I heard it before, I'm like, yo, this is bugged out. Like this, like what? So like this is crazy. At the same time, though, I'm the same person that tells people, and we had reels recently about not having a representative. Just be yourself from the door.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta salute that. He was just himself from the door. Like you either like this or you fit in or not. I mean, even if that wasn't his energy, like you either like it or you not, but he still was just being himself. You know what I'm saying? So, and that gave you an opportunity to see that early, so you didn't have to wait 4 months in. Now he's shooting you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
The good thing
Right
about
after,
that,
right after the hookup session,
I would die.
she landed in the bed like.
But to piggyback off of what you said with the relationship PTSD, that's why my most recent situation put me in a place, because he showed up with a representative, right? And most people who know me, they know I'm really kind of like, I see it. I see what it is. This is not going to work. This is not good for us. But I took a chance and I said, let me see how this goes. And I got bit on the ass. Not literally, but like
you gotta
he's
clear that up for the people.
Not literally, but he showed up with his representative. He did all the right things. He said all the right things. And for the first time in a really long time, I thought that I could take my shoes off. I thought that I can take off my bra and I could just exhale. And then he was like, I gotcha, bitch. He said, I gotcha.
Shout out to Queen Latifah now. Hold up. Whitney Houston now.
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Movies messed up.
He said, I gotcha.
They've been waiting to exhale. And she
I was late on that one too. I'm sorry.
So
I apologize.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm usually on point. Bad co-host.
Be like that.
Nah, that's
But yeah, that kind of pushed me into a corner.
Dang.
Yeah.
understandably so. Understandably so.
I was gonna have a baby for him.
So what was the
I would've had a
PTSD?
baby for
So
him.
you saying
Really?
that you were scared, you were traumatized to date, like
Yes.
by dating because of that situation.
Yes. I've come to the realization that it's not healthy for me to take such long breaks. I think it's necessary, but I do take very long breaks because every time I'm kind of like, let me just stick my toe out a little bit, something pushes me back into a corner.
I'm gonna offer you this.
Talk
Stand on Ben Naive.
Ben naive.
Right. If it's
Bump a
not
toe
broken-
in there, put both feet in that thing.
Jump. Jump.
Just do
jump.
it.
But Daddy Mac can make you jump.
on, man.
Jump.
I
Hey,
did. So,
it's the Mac
Mac Daddy.
Daddy. Come on, man. You gotta just get in that thing. You know what I mean? The dating scene
that.
2024, ask for more.
Okay,
I
can
tried that.
I say this? Can I say this? In full disclosure, I mean, she said it already, and I said it. Like, you know, Nike's been on a lot of lives with me. We have conversations, so I have a little more information and background. But still, just for the sake of everybody that's just watching now, I do commend you giving chances, right, to different people. Because even on the lives, a lot of time when we speak about certain standards and preferences and people having even preferences that might seem outlandish, whether it's I want him to be 6'5" and make 6 figures and this, and I'm saying, like, you're always somebody that's just like, yo, if I just want somebody that I rock with, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we vibe and the connection's right and they for me and I'm for them, it don't, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We take it from there.
Don't.
It could possibly be a little bit too far to that side, though.
Yeah.
I feel like it wouldn't hurt to establish whatever, not even establish. So you know what those are clearly, because that's why you remove yourself when you see a sign, because you do have indicators and you do have boundaries and you know what you want and don't want. I would just say it this way, I guess, like, to lead with that and not be ashamed to like not deal with people who don't fit into that. Like if somebody doesn't necessarily fit into that, you don't got to give them a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like at all.
Big facts.
So that was a lesson I learned with that most recent situation. When I met him, he's like, I was married for X amount of years and I was in a relationship for 19 years. I've been divorced for a year and a half. And I was like, no. Right. My brain immediately said, I know I don't want to deal with what his healing process is going to be like. Right. I knew that for myself. But I've always done that in my past. I've always been like, okay, that's not what I want. This is not what I want to do. No, thank you. And they may be a great person. So I put both feet. I put both feet in.
Both feet in that thing.
And I said, I'm gonna work with them, right? Y'all don't have enough time to talk about what happened.
Hey, but like, look, I do want to ask a question though. Yeah. Because you said a year and a half.
Yeah.
Is there a comfortable amount of time do you feel a man should be departed from his last relationship?
That's a good question. No, I don't really have a time frame in mind, but it was something, I don't know how to explain. It was something that I felt from him. Okay. That this was like a bleeding heart, right? And this is why
Hopefully
I say
all of them hearts bleed. I'm just saying.
But this is why
for life sustainment.
Right?
No, I'm just messing. I know what you mean.
When I always ask people, I'm like, what signs do you see about a problematic partner, right? Because they're there. We can choose to ignore them if we want to.
Love is blind. It'd be like
right?
that.
And my first thing was the guy, he was a little like, I don't know if I want to talk to her. He went from not really wanting to talk to me because he didn't think he was ready to suddenly he was like, wow, I love you.
He said that out of his mouth.
He said that out of his mouth.
Like
within a month.
The plot
like as a human being or
as a human.
After a month?
Right.
Do you mind if I ask an intruding question?
You can ask me whatever you want.
Y'all did the horizontal tango?
No.
Dang.
No.
You cook for him?
No.
Dang.
You got to hit the joint. You got the Kevin Hart joint on there.
Like, damn. Like,
right.
Did he express anything of why you were different? Or do you think that's just his normal behavior? He's a little all the way there.
I got a little inkling that this might be how he operates, you know? A lot of people know Libras, they tend to fall pretty quickly.
Gosh, we're not going to do this.
Oh, Libras? You talking about the Libras?
We're not going to do this.
Oh, he was a lover boy.
Libras, yeah.
He was a lover, bro?
Boys.
You trying to say Libras is lies. We ain't going to stand for this slander on this show.
It'd be like that. That's what they be saying.
I mean, but nonetheless, I could tell that it was kind of just like that fast pace. And when I would say to him, why do you love me? Tell me why. That's always my first question. I want to know why. And I think I've asked this before in a live, like, do we care about why people love us? Or are we just happy to be loved? What does that mean to you, right?
I like that.
And when I said, and he's like, I don't know. It's just, I feel comfortable around you. A lot of people do, but what the hell does that mean, right?
Facts.
I tend to make people feel warm. I make people feel comfortable. Whoa. They open up to me.
It's like a female pause.
Oh,
when that thing warm, though, yeah, man, he ain't even get a feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, no disrespect. She said it. She said she makes them feel warm. I'm just playing warm on it.
Choose my words wisely.
Okay, like, yo, shout out to the gift. Like, no disrespect. But no.
But yeah, I did ask. He didn't really have an answer.
I think what it is when you say you make them feel warm and comfortable, he may not have experienced that before.
Right. No.
And I think the women do give off the natural nurturing feel. right?
Right.
And we had this topic as a potential one before. We'll probably dive more into it in the future. Like your relationship with your mom, does that affect your relationships with women or, you know what I mean, women you're into? And if that was something that he lacked, or conversely, if it was something that he loved, I think both of them to the extreme can cause you, when you see that or you feel that, you to latch on to it. So if he lacked love or nurturing or someone that even listened to him or cared about him, he can latch on crazy. Or if he experienced that to the utmost and he sees that in you, it's a reminder of what he had and he wants to continue that, he can latch on to it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
So to both of them in the extreme can cause a person to recognize it and latch on. And I mean, it's good on you that you were aware of it and you asked those questions about why do you love me. I think that's a good exercise, even for those who've been married for 2 years, those in a relationship for 2 minutes, those who've been together for almost 200 years. Why not? Just ask your partner. Refresh it, make it fresh. You know what I mean? Like, if you're watching this today and you are in love with someone, I challenge you. Just ask your partner in a respectful way, not in a demeaning way, but in a respectful way. Hey, remind me why you love me.
Yeah.
And that might rekindle something. And then if you watching this and you get something tonight, I want you to DM me and thank me. But like, bro, hey, I asked that question. Hey, we was in a little rough patch. That helped me out there, big dog. And we in the game, coach. Come on, I'm all here for it. I didn't think I was going to say that. Shout out to the big dog. You know what I mean?
That's why we here. That's what we do. You know, that's fire, man. I like everything you just said about that. For real, for real.
Do y'all care about why someone loves you?
Hell yeah. Let me tell you something.
I'm a Leo. Tell me everything good.
I'm going to tell you something.
I mean, I like the sound of a little sweet. But I want to know why you love me.
No, I'm going to tell you something. Like, so look, I don't know what episode it was, but we had a little conversation about, I think it was actually, I know what episode it was actually now because I remember what we had on. It's episode 10, our first watch party, by the way.
Shout out.
And I said, like, you know, people telling you they love you, like in the first 60 days or something like that, 30 days. And I'm like, why do you love me? I've been a person, and nobody taught me that. I don't know where it came from. It was just like innate. When people tell me they love me, a female should say, tell me she love me, and I feel like it's too soon. And especially, it's really, I think I gauge it kind of off of not just how I feel, but how things are moving, how they're progressing, right? So if I know for a fact you're not really learning who I am, I'm not engaging with you in a way to where you can possibly tap into me on that level, and then you tell me you love me, I'm like, huh? How we get here? So if you tell me that, that's my first thing I'm gonna ask you. Like, no disrespect, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, hey, listen, you feel how you feel. That's fine. Oh, that's nice. Why you love me though? Like, can you tell me why you love me? You know what I'm saying? And then if you can't answer that and make it make sense, if y'all didn't know this by now, I'm gonna make it make sense to me, guy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make it make sense. So if you can't make it make sense, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, I can't get on board. I can't get on board.
Nah, big facts. I mean, nah, that's super solid. I can make you. I forget the Love Me song. That's like a million of them in my head. That's dope. I mean, when it goes so fast and they tell you love me, I've had this happen before. I don't feel obligated to reciprocate that language.
Oh, no, I didn't. For like 2 months, I didn't say anything. I just would say, aw.
Yeah.
Like,
Nah, I like the aw. That's the special. I like that.
I love you. Aw.
Oh, yeah, you got to do that.
Hit him with the thank you.
Yeah, gee, thanks.
Thank you. I care about you too. Nah, man.
Like, that's fire.
Yeah, that's scary.
You gotta hit him with the that's fire.
Give him a dap afterwards, like, yeah.
True that.
Nah, man, it's one of those where, you know, it's like, especially the first time you hear it, it's like, dang.
Yeah.
Do you say it and you don't mean it just to make that moment pass and it's not
if
awkward?
You love me, say it. If you trust me, prove it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, big facts.
You got to.
I don't think that it's not like an engagement where, like, if somebody proposes and it's like they decline, I think that's kind of like the end of a relationship.
Why?
That could be
Because y'all are two totally separate pages, and that's like a commitment level. Now, the love you part, I don't think that's a deal breaker. That just means that one person express it a little bit more. And for me, I've been in situations like it's very, very, very few. I mean, bitch, when I say very, it's like one of them. It's embarrassing to say it. I don't even want to say it. That I'm actually saying that. 'Cause I think even if I feel it, I'm always more cautious to even say it.
Yes.
I could be in love way sooner than I actually express it.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
So that's just the way that I am.
Same.
I don't know why.
Like, I do
That's
like
just
to
the way that I
express
am.
myself in real time. So you can never really say, I didn't know. You didn't tell me. I hate that. I hate to hear that. So I do express myself in real time. But when it comes to love, right? Because sometimes feelings are ever fleeting in my eyes. I feel we're gonna feel all kinds of things multiple times throughout the day, throughout the weeks, throughout the months. I want to be sure that I love this person, right? Not just because you bought me flowers, because I love flowers. I'm a flower person, right?
Oh, yeah?
Or not just because you consider me and you think about me when you're out and about and you picked up something that I liked.
Right.
No, I want to make sure I love you, your character, what you stand for.
Big fat,
The
big fat,
thing-
big
you know?
facts.
But I don't think a lot of people take that time, and that's why I'll be sticking just the big toe. Just the big toe. I put both feet in, and I got burnt a little bit at the bottom, and I was sad for a little while.
Listen.
I was really sad.
Hey, well,
when it ended.
we bring it 2024. I'm gonna challenge you to accept the next date that you actually are kind of interested, even if you iffy.
Nah,
That's
it
the
can't be
challenge.
iffy at this point. 'cause-
Challenge not accepted.
Yeah.
Dang.
I think the iffy part is what got her in trouble in the
It's
first
the
place.
iffy?
I think you got to be so
But
you
I
got to
think-
be solid.
I feel like
so-
she's gonna be iffy about anybody that wanna.
Now
No,
I
not
will
anybody, but
I will say this now.
You're like apprehensive to dating right now. It feels like.
I am.
So yeah, that it's a dangerous ground somewhere in there. So where I feel like it could go too far the other way. So definitely can make you too apprehensive, and then make you to a point where everybody looks the same, right? Like you can't differentiate who's who after a while. So what Trell said was a good point. But you have great, intuition and awareness is I want to use awareness, not intuition, because every woman feel like they got intuition. I'll be going too far with that shit sometimes. No, you do, but you be using that shit for like everything, and they be like, all right, fam, all right. Like, you just wanted to do that, like relax. You know what I'm saying? Like you,
Something told
you just
me
wanted
My
to sneak
intuition
with
told me
the
you was gonna come home late. Traffic was
yeah,
backed
like, you know what
up.
I'm saying? You just wanted to flip through the phone, fam. Like, come on, stop it. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, women do definitely have intuition. I don't want to use that word though. Your awareness though, which I feel like, probably comes from a place of just doing a certain type of work yourself, right? And just having a certain type of healing process and learning. So you have a certain level of awareness that when you see certain signs, like you said, they tell you like, oh, this might not be. But then you still try because like, let me give it a try. So that I feel like that's great. It's just like finding that thin line that allows you to utilize that but not cut everything off, especially too soon, and be, too apprehensive or scary to take a chance. I think, sometimes, and this is something I feel like, there's a difference between men and women, and I don't expect you guys to be super comfortable with it, but if you can get comfortable with the failures and the rejections or like it not working and then just playing the numbers game,
Come on, man.
then it is what it is. Like as a man, like I can listen, it could be 30 women in the room. I could approach all 30. Like 10 might say yes, 20 might say no, 25 might say 25. It don't matter however the numbers go, they go.
Yeah.
But it's like whoever say no, all right, cool, you said no. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm moving on, and it's like I'm over here now. And when you early in the process, it ain't no strings attached. It shouldn't be no feelings. Like, what does it matter? Like, if I'm in the club and I holler at her and I holler at her.
I can imagine if it was 30 that, like, were my type. Bro, I couldn't even imagine. When you say that, I'm thinking, like, if it's 30, it might be one or two. But then my brain was
It's like,
like,
what if they're
but
all
what if
my
it was
type?
30 and they're all your type?
your
And you
type,
want
right?
How would you narrow it down?
But you see,
you would almost have to talk with all of them. I'd be like this, ladies, let's do an ad hoc speed date. Because I've never been in this situation before. I'm well off, I'm stable. I'll probably do a whole introduction. I'm gonna be sitting over here. I'm all y'all potentially miss forward over here. I'm just saying.
It's like the modern day bachelor.
I just couldn't imagine. That would be bonkers. That was a great point though.
But see, it would be easier if it was just no's. It's not just no's. It's trauma attached to those no's.
That's
right?
a great point. That's a great point.
Because we can serial date. I don't have the energy for it. But if you're dating people, but then it's like I told you there was a guy who begged me to go on a date. We get on a date. It's a long story. I had like limited time. We go to this little happy hour spot. The bill is $30. What does he say? What does he say?
Nothing. He just pays the bill.
I'm sipping my drink, and I hear, I don't have all that.
All that what?
That's what I said. I turned around and I'm like, all of what? Look at the bill, and he goes, so half?
Thanks.
Actually, the bill was $36 because I remember I snatched the money and I said, $15 isn't half of $36. I was fucking pissed. But you see, that the no.
Okay, let me go back to something earlier in the episode, how to win the date. Let me say this. Sorry to interrupt. Gentlemen, this is what I don't do. I don't even allow the woman to see the total of the bill.
Facts.
No matter how low or how high. She's not even allowed to see the total.
Great point.
And I've had some high bills on dates.
Oh, yeah.
And it could have been a flex moment.
Get up there. Balls.
Still didn't allow.
As you
I had an outing recently, and it was several folks.
Yeah.
And it was a high level person at this dinner. Yeah. It was a classy buying dinner. Yeah. And they bring the check. Okay, that's a flop moment. I'm doing too much right now. I'm doing too much. But nonetheless, to the point is that, like, don't even let her see the bill, y'all. Don't let her see the bill.
And I've been on some great dates. But that date, it kind of burnt in my head. Like,
Yeah.
$15 for a $36 bill?
That's crazy.
That he begged to take me out on a date?
That's wild behavior.
That's nuts.
See, you know what that sounds like, right? Sounds like a Speak Your Piece almost.
That does sound like
But I like it. But we're not going to rob our audience because y'all got some gems and stories from her. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, that's...
that's a red flizzy.
No's, it's easy.
That's a red flizzy.
I can take a no. I can take if we just didn't mesh well, we didn't work out, but I still respect you, you still respect me, that's fine, right? But then when you attach those experiences that you can't really erase.
Can I suggest this? Have you ever thought about adjusting your dating process? So I know you said that you don't want to and you don't have the energy for like serial dating or dating multiple people. Have you ever tried? Like just, you don't have to be crazy, but like maybe dating more than one person at a time, maybe like just two. Like my cap is 2. I'm gonna date 2 people.
No.
And just see. No,
I haven't tried that.
Because I just feel like this, all right? And the only reason why I said this is because I feel like the trauma comes from being too heavily invested into that one process and situation. Like if you view them all at the same level playing field and nobody, everybody's starting at ground zero and nobody you don't have an emotional connection to, right? Nobody you're focusing your attention on too dominantly. So that'll allow you the chance to just view everybody the same. It's like, y'all all, not to say it like that, but y'all all down here at the same level. And we see how this go. Like one of y'all can make it, neither one of y'all can make it. But I'm not devoting my attention to one person and then because I feel like that puts a lot of weight on it sometimes too, even if it's subconsciously. Because like once you get into a flow, right, of talking to somebody and then the conversation, especially if it's good, and you want to keep having that type of conversation, and it's like, oh, like I wonder what they doing. You know what I'm saying? And they hit you, see how you doing. All those kind of things like start to build up. You know what I mean?
Right.
And if you just take away some of the significance from those things a little bit, it could help. A little bit.
Do you believe in the one?
No.
Okay, dang.
No.
My knowledge is not gonna work now. Do you believe in that
Something planned for this.
So but do you believe there's a few people that you would genuinely vibe with?
Absolutely.
It's
Yes.
few. It's a select few.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
We can roll with that.
Because truthfully, we can love anybody, right? Like, think about it.
Hold on. So you could
No,
have
no,
loved
no.
Batman.
I probably could have.
So
I probably could've.
So this
If we
whole
could've
dating
had
experience
little
is your
black
fault.
babies.
This whole dating experience is her fault. This whole dating experience is her fault. This whole dating experience is her fault. I had to give you mad bombs on that one because you just said that she could love anybody. So she could have been shot twice.
This is crazy.
Wow.
Do you
end alone,
do you end up with
coulda
everybody you love?
That could have been the man of your dreams.
No, okay, whoa,
You said it.
whoa.
You said it.
Whoa, buddy. I said you can love anybody.
said it.
Can you be in love with everybody, right?
Now she
Are
backtracked.
you with
Oh.
Are you with every person you've ever loved?
I don't weigh in.
You ever have
You
you
backtracking.
ever
You
loved
know what type
somebody
of love.
from
We
a
weren't
distance?
talking about humanity love.
Have
we were
you
talking about
guys ever
romantic
loved
love.
somebody from a distance?
No.
You ever had to love somebody from a distance?
No, you're talking.
Yes, you did.
You're talking humanity, love, just genuine care
Nope.
for another human.
Nope.
I'm talking romantic love.
I've loved a lot of men from a distance.
No, I'm talking romantic love. There's a different type of love. There's like 8 different types of
Yeah,
love. now.
absolutely.
I'm
There's-
talking
there's-
romantic
there's
love.
levels. There's levels.
All right. You saying that you can romantically love anybody?
Not okay. I take that back. Not anybody, right?
So do you believe in the one?
No.
Do you believe in there's a select few?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So
Yes.
just walk with me through this analogy
All
here.
right. Let's
all right?
let's talk.
So when we're talking about dating,
Mm-hmm.
you're saying there's a select few that you could vibe with.
Mm-hmm.
How many men are in this city? A lot.
Mm-hmm.
So let's view the select few as red apples. Excuse me. Let's switch it up because you know what colors do. Let's think of the select few as green apples.
Okay.
Okay.
We like green apples.
Granny Smith.
Granny Smith. That's the select few that you vibe with.
Okay.
Let's say there's 3 to 4
Okay.
in a barrel of like 100 red apples.
I have to pick through all the apples to get the good green ones.
That's the way life works.
I know, but see, this
So
is,
hold on. You're dating and selecting red apples because the chances that you go on one date and it's the green apple are not vast. It's a small chance that your first date that you getting out there dipping your big toe in, as you say, you're going to get the green apple. You may get the red apple. And it's perfectly fine. You ain't paying for the date anyway. Well, unless you go with the one. At least you did half and not the full. I don't know. I'm just saying. But you still get my point. You still get my
I was
point.
mad as hell.
You still get my point, though.
No.
Are you getting what I'm saying a
I
little bit?
100% understand what you're saying, right? Here's the thing. I do not date the dating part, like getting to know someone with the intention that they're going to be the one or even a person for me, right? I'm just getting to know you.
Yeah.
I'm just getting to know you. That's how I date.
And that's the luxury because, like, for a man, depending on the type of date. So I'm constantly spending my resources, spending my time, spending my energy, especially if I had to plan this thing. That's energy. I could have been doing something else, but instead I was on Yelp and Open Table and Instagram and all of these things and trying to figure out a date and reserve the time and then
Take
figure out what
notes.
time works for you. And then this and that. And then I get on Open Table and then I send you the invite and then I'm like, then we got to figure out what to rock and what to wear. And then she want to ask, what's the attire there? It's like, yo, do the research. I gave you the place that we going to.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm
Help
saying?
a brother out a little bit.
So if I got to do all of that, which for the one, all of that I just said, it's not a task if you're really into it. You actually want to do those things. So, I mean, I'm just saying. I did all of the antics for the entertainment, but if she's worth it, I'm going to do all of that with the swiftness and with the
And you
smoothness.
see,
And it's going to be a grand
That's
old
the
time.
thing.
everybody ain't me though. You know what I'm saying?
They're not.
Hold on
They
now.
are-
You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, to get to the green apples though, half the time y'all don't gotta do all of that. I think that's an anomaly, the 50-50, unless I'm bugging. Am I bugging on the 50-50? I feel like the more times than not, the man does pay. Am I bugging on that?
No, I don't think you're bugging, but I
Right.
do hear stories where it go crazy.
Yeah. It be
But
Dutch galore?
yeah, but I do think that's not the
crazy.
that's not the majority. That's the minority.
Yeah.
Like again, I've been on some.
So
great
you got 2 men here, and that's the advice. I would say, let's take a page out of Jim Carrey's book. You know that movie, Yes Man.
Okay.
I'm about to say he had a book. I didn't
Yeah.
even know. He might do that.
Hypothetically, you know what I'm saying? Yes Man, I like that movie because I think the moral of that story or the baseline of the movie there was when opportunities come, you'd be surprised what could happen if you just say yes.
Right.
So if a man is honest and he just desires to take you out, I say just say yes to that to him
Just go.
and see what happens.
I mean, I don't have these stories because I didn't go. Since
Nah,
you got your
facts.
degree and you know everything.
I got 4 of them, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we talking about? Yeah,
Since you got your
I think just, but I add to that. No.
I definitely go.
So it's just finding the sweet spot in there. I feel like so it's like
yeah.
doing it, but changing something about the way you just doing it with more frequency. Number 1. Number 2, I feel like doing
what it
it
is.
with applying what I said earlier, like applying your awareness and applying the fact that if you like when that original talking phase, like you said with a dude and it was married and it just a year and a half, nah, I shouldn't do this. All right, cool, now you shouldn't do it. Now he out of here. Now it's just like now you talking to the next person. Move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess the Batman dude a little different because you didn't know until you pulled up. You know what I'm saying? Like to the commissioner put the bat signal in the air, you ain't know what was going on. You know what I mean? Like so he told him
Batman
no
chain.
double dates.
Yeah.
But then he had a double date, and it was like, all right. But you just that was
crazy
one and
behavior.
done. So I feel like that's a good example. That just kind of it was so traumatic that it pushed you in a
Yes.
certain place. But I think now it's just like learning from there, learning from the experience,
Indeed.
and just moving. Like you know what I'm saying, like just more dates. Just go out there,
Word.
try it, bang bang bang.
Well said.
I won't take a 2-year break.
Let's not do that. I bet. Appreciate the stories. Y'all give it up. Come on, man. Like, yo, we love the stories. We love learning from
Love stories,
each other.
story time.
So
is always
let's continue the story time. All right, y'all. One of our favorite segments here. Y'all know what it is. It is Speak Your Peace.
Peace.
Come on, this is the opportunity where we hear from y'all. You can DM, you can send an email, you can do a voice note in the DM or text. You can remain anonymous. And we just want to hear from you. We want to hear your stories, your questions, what have you, and then we will offer our 2 cents. And we can all learn from it or grow from it, or at least at the bare minimum, we can laugh at it. I don't know what is going to happen, but nonetheless, we got one of our favorite portions of the ways or favorite ways that we can receive it. The in-studio audience.
studio.
Man. Come on, the in-studio
New York in
audience.
studio. Talk about it.
She's a New Yorker, ladies
York in
and gentlemen.
studio.
So it's a you know what I mean, another lady that got the story or whatnot. If you don't have to disclose your name or anything unless you want to, but at least let us know where you're from at the bare minimum. Let us know where you're from and your age or age range, either way.
All right. So, hi everybody. I'm from New York. I'm from Harlem.
Hey,
I live in the Bronx,
Hey.
and I'm 37.
All right. 37-year-old from the Bronx, from Harlem, living in the Bronx.
Yes.
All right, we in the game. What you got? What you got? We listening.
Okay. So,
The deep side.
Right. I usually be
I
the
was
one doing
I was seeing somebody for a little while. We had known each other on and off for a while, and I did something that I've never done before, which was we had a conversation about sex before we actually had sex. I don't typically do that because I feel like I don't know. I would prefer to see your performance and base you know, what I like based off of that person. You know, I don't necessarily want to have like a conversation about what I like, what you like, and all of that. I don't feel that that's genuine when you're intimate and you go over these things prior. For whatever reason, he and I had a conversation, and I expressed to him, which is, like I said, is something that I never do. Well, I take it back. He wanted to take me on a vacation, and I told him that if we haven't been intimate, I don't think we should go on a vacation together. Okay. Because I would hate to get out there and things ain't work out in that department, and I would be disappointed. He would waste his money. So we needed to be intimate before we, you know, do this. I told him the things that I don't like, intimacy-wise, and he told me some things that he doesn't like. When it came down to us actually engaging in the thing, one of the things that I expressed to him, and I was very adamant that I don't like, is my legs being in the air, like on his shoulder. Mm-hmm. Like, I really, really don't like that. Mm-hmm. And I know men like love it for the visual or whatever, but for me, it's not a pleasure. I don't feel pleased.
Got it.
I feel like he might have watched like one of those Instagram guys that said like, this is how you please women. Gosh. Because he literally, like, he stood at the edge of the bed the whole time, and he was like insisting on my legs being up after we already talked about it, right? So while it's going on, I'm just like, I'm getting turned off. Like, I'm getting more and more turned off because I don't like this. Like, I'm not enjoying it. Like, it's not hitting where it need to hit. Yeah. And so my question for you guys is, because I don't like my legs like that, does that make me whack in bed?
No.
Guys.
Oh.
No, I feel like it is interesting. So after we give our piece, I kind of do want to hear what you have to say too, though, just because it's just two women and it could be different things, and it just could be a moment for me to learn something. So, I wouldn't say it makes you whack. It is odd though, like it's kind of unusual. So I've never heard it before. At least nobody's told that to me and verbalized it if they didn't like it. So. It's that, you know, and I'd rather enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things where I can see how it could be. Now, if a woman tells me she doesn't like it beforehand, I'm not going to make it a point to do it and then just stay there. Like, that part is crazy. I don't understand why he would do that. You know what I'm saying? But it's touchy, you know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't make you whack, but at the same time, it is highly desirable. For me, it's not even like visual. It's like, it's just a feeling. Like, it's a different feel altogether, right? Yeah, so I don't know.
It was too easy. Bruh, don't listen.
I don't listen at all.
Bruh,
I know
listen.
that, yes. That's
Bro,
clear.
there's so many positions to hit.
That's a fact.
I thought of like 8 different joints to be hitting without her legs in the air. Mm-hmm. Like, this is wild. I'm like, to me, that's too easy. You just gave me the playbook.
Right.
Like, you gave, hold on, you're saying you don't like the legs in the air. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm thick. My legs are big. Like, it's a little, I can't breathe a little bit.
You know how many she thicky ickies.
And I was going, when Trell was finished,
So
I have more questions for you. But I'm going to let Trell
position
finish.
that is champion, like, for that.
Yeah.
Like, but there's so many. Yeah. I think it's one. So I get what you're saying. You don't want to talk about sex. Definitely not too early, because you don't want him to only think of you like that. You want to build that emotional connection. Mm-hmm. I get that. Mm-hmm. I would say that I don't think it's a bad thing to mention. You mentioned the things you don't like. I hope y'all actually mentioned the things that you like.
Yeah, we did. We had that conversation.
Right. That's fine. I do think there is some merit to not mentioning it at all and just seeing what the vibe is like, because one position you may not like with one person, you may enjoy with another.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Good point.
Everybody's body ain't made the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you don't know. But for that right there, I don't even need to dive into why you don't like it because women, I do empathize a little bit. Like, it'd be certain reasons, you know what I mean, from childhood all the way to adulthood, why you may not like something. So I take those things seriously.
Right.
I don't take it like, she'll like it. No, there may be a legitimate reason that she feels uncomfortable to really divulge right now. But if we doing horizontal tango, I will hope that she feels comfortable to divulge it with me. If she won't let me inside of her.
Right.
I mean, like, come on now. We should be able to talk about anything if I'm inside of you.
Right.
You
That's
know what I
true.
mean?
Absolutely.
Especially raw ditty daddies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I should be able, if I'm all up in the guts, I should know what turns you nuts. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Just for the people, she never said raw pickle. I don't want to put the energy on her.
I know. She never say that.
We added a layer. We added a layer.
First time we ever did anything.
But the first time. So I know
And the last, but go ahead.
Couldn't make it last forever. Don't keep sweating. But I don't, to answer your question, is it wrong or you bugging that you don't like the legs in there?
Is she whack?
Am I whack in bed because I don't like my legs in it?
No, you're not whack in bed. It's your preference.
Right.
Yeah.
You're totally fine. Even if a dude likes it, that doesn't make you whack. There's women out here that don't like giving head.
Right.
They don't like fellatio. They don't enjoy it. There's women that don't like back shots. There's women that don't like riding. There's women that don't like a lot of things.
Christ, so many of those.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, so it doesn't make you whack for not liking any particular thing. It just makes you you.
Right.
And that's you.
Yeah.
That's things I don't like.
Facts.
So if somebody be like, oh, you're whack because you don't like a finger in the buns.
Yikes.
Okay, then I'm whack.
Right.
I don't give a dang. That's what I don't like that. I don't want it. I don't enjoy it. Don't ever do that crap.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So that don't make me whack. And if in your world that makes me whack, cool.
Right.
In my opinion, on the Peace King podcast, no, you're not whack.
Yeah.
That's him to enjoy the litany of other positions.
He's the one who's whack.
Yeah.
It's him. Because he didn't respect your boundary. That was a boundary.
Talk about it.
Right? You know that a lot of women, well, I'll speak for myself, you tend to, sometimes we can have an unhealthy relationship with sex simply because we don't feel like we're being heard. Like we're like this thing, like you're supposed to take this hard and like it. No, I don't like that shit.
Yeah. I like that.
Oh God, wait, I'll
Some
tell
women
you.
do like that.
Yeah, some women do.
On a later date, I'll tell
some
you
people- some
about
women
that.
do.
You know,
Right.
you gotta know the time and the place.
But we also talked about that too. Like I was
I feel
like
you.
very like vocal about like I don't like the rabbit. Like you know what I'm saying? I need like long strokes. Like I was very and like I said, I never do that. So it was the fact that I was just so expressive and the turnout.
Do you mind if I stroke you up?
I don't mind.
Here the game, coach.
Yeah.
Hey man, it be like that sometimes, man. Like, hey, I mean, final words on the Speak Your Peace. The legs in the air, like she don't care, but he don't care because she don't want him there.
He literally like
Bars.
That was bars.
I feel like the Hungry HD right now, spitting bars. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's happening?
New York doing
I'm gonna have to. That need to
I'm
be.
telling
I
you,
need
y'all,
that one.
Trell different in New
That's
York.
right.
It's a different kind of vibe in New
Hey,
York.
man, hey, I'm wearing my butters tomorrow. You know what
You
I'm
got
saying?
your
Talk
fitted.
about
You
it.
got your fitted
Not
too?
the-
You don't got a Yankee fitted?
Okay, we ain't going that far. We ain't going that far. with
You
the
right.
Yankee
You
fitted.
right.
But
you right.
you know what I mean?
It's a
But
boundary.
yeah, I got a hat though. I do got a hat.
All right.
It ain't
All
no
right.
Yankee fitted though. It ain't.
You can't have
Actually,
the
I was a
boundary.
Yankee fan. I grew up a '90s kid, so I actually was a Yankees fan. Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez, all
As you
of them,
should.
You know what I'm saying? They did that thing. They did that
Stick
thing.
around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean-
We still out here.
All right, baby.
All right, so
Where we at?
for me, I would say, again, just reiterate something I said earlier. Definitely not whack for that. But what I will say, just to add on to what you said, Trell, a conversation, and obviously with you guys, it was one and done, so not that, but it maybe in the future or whatever for somebody else who might be going through a similar situation. a conversation of why you don't like it, I feel like is definitely warranted. Not right there, like Trell said in the beginning, but once you guys are comfortable enough with each other to have those type of talks, I think that's something that should happen because if it's something that doesn't have trauma or triggers attached to it, then it's probably something that you can get by and you can actually try out, you know what I'm saying? And then with the right person, you'll be comfortable and they'll work you into it and then you'll be comfortable, right? And then you might discover that, I actually do like this. I just had to get past this, you know what I'm saying, the wall or whatever. So, that's my piece on that.
I feel like at this big age, I know exactly what I like, and I know that particular position is not going to hit what I needed to hit. For me to feel pleasure. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't right. So I wasn't feeling any pleasure from the situation.
That takes me somewhere else now though. Now I gotta go here. I thought I was done, but now
Not on the spot, she said.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, I ain't finished. Hold on. So
Shout out to Philly.
all right. So now we talking about selfishness in the moment, right? So now we could take turns, right? In this case,
true.
right? So it's like,
That is true.
put me in a position where I get what I need, and then you get a position where you get what you need. If you guys don't have, I'm sure you can find a mutual one that works for both. Yeah. But other times it might just be one that works for one more than other. Like I just like, this is what I like to do. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Like I feel like most of the time, like with back shots, like it's for the performance because it's more for the pleasure of the dude. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the woman. You know what I'm saying? So there are certain things that we please one another. But in this particular case, he did this the whole time. Like my legs was up the entire. Listen. I was on the bed, like I'm on the edge of the bed. He stood up and he was like over me. He stood up the whole time with my legs up on the edge of the bed. He I feel like
I know what you're thinking.
He learned a technique, and he was like, I gotta use this on her. Like I gotta do this. Like it's going down, and he thought he was killing it.
No, this is kind of.
But
it
it was
is kind
just
of
like
crazy
not
though.
gonna-
This is crazy. This is crazy.
We had a lady that was on the Speak Your Piece. Her
Same
husband
thing?
for 8 years.
What?
That's the only position they hit for. But I think she wanted it. She wanted that only position for 8. No,
he
that's
dragged
all
her
he
to
hit.
the
He
edge
dragged
of
her
the
to the edge of the
bed,
bed,
and
and that's all he hit for
all
8
he
years.
Maybe it's the same man. Nah, I'm joking.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's weird.
That's kind of crazy.
Well, I don't know if that's a dominant. I don't know.
Did you feel like you can take control?
No, he was.
No, what? Them some quick ass
Could I
pumps.
take that?
Where was that? Them some quick pumps. Where's the pull out? Hey, what's going on?
I can't say nothing on the Peace King. I can't say nothing. Dang.
Nah, I know. Hey, listen.
Look at him with these tears.
If I don't know nothing else, all I know is for that clip we gonna need. I don't know who you was talking, but the clip gonna be focused on his face. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's I'm dying. Like that.
You know what?
It was shaky though. I'm not gonna lie. It was shaky ground.
But I had to pause for a second.
Like,
because
you know what I mean?
can't say anything.
Like it depends on if you could take, and I was waiting too, but I got thrown off by his face because he was like,
He's like,
I could take what? Like
What
what
is
is
she
you
taking?
go there?
If he's going that fast, that quick, that short, what is she taking?
Oh man.
I was confused.
I mean,
But no disrespect.
Yeah, he was very dominant. It was a very dominant.
so you didn't feel like you can take back your control in the situation?
It's not that deep.
Okay.
I
No,
don't think it
because
was like-
sometimes you may feel like, all right, I gotta let him ride this out in this way, and I'm
No,
uncomfortable in this situation.
I'm gonna be honest, and I feel like sometimes women, we've all been there. It's like, all right, just hurry up and
that's
finish,
why I
because
asked, right.
this ain't. I'm done. Like I'm turned off. You never
Yeah,
gonna
okay.
see me again. This is over.
So,
Yeah.
okay, hold on. People don't know who you are. So I feel like I can ask an intrusive
Yeah,
question,
go ahead.
if you don't mind.
Yeah, you can ask me anything.
You say you was turned off,
Yes.
but was the well still welling, or was it running dry? Because, you know what I mean?
That's a great question. I wanted to
Think
ask that.
Because if the well was still welling, you might be surprised. You might.
No,
I'm just saying.
Sometimes, okay, depending on where you fall on the spectrum of water, sometimes your water is just flowing, but
She trying to talk her talk.
I like how she did that.
the
Yeah, she
thing
got
of
her
it
bag real quick.
is the condom and the friction. Because I was turned off, it just wasn't going. Then he kept. All right, I'm gonna get like really.
He kept spitting on the
Stop.
joint.
And then he kept going to eat, and then he came back, and he kept doing that.
Wow,
So
behavior.
he was like
he didn't get the
moisturizing it himself more
He
than
is a
anything. But I
novice.
wanted it, and like he was determined to make me come, and I was basically like, it's not gonna happen. No.
How old was this gentleman, if you don't mind me asking?
He is, I'm 37. He's like, I want to say he's like 40. Yeah, so.
Yikes.
Sheesh.
How long was this horror film?
How long did it last? It felt like it lasted a long time. I guess it was like 30.
Oh,
30
But that's a long
That's a
time.
long time
That's
to be
a long
uncomfortable.
time to not be
yeah,
enjoying
that's
yourself.
what I mean when I say.
I mean, if you got to constantly eat, penetrate,
He
you're
was
doing
doing
the
a lot.
most.
Like
that's a lot.
he told me,
You're
I
back
just
and
want to
forth.
please you. So that was his.
No, he
his
didn't. He lying.
thing.
See,
And
this
so,
is what I'm talking about. He was a libero, wasn't he?
I mean, girl, I
Don't do
wasn't
that.
making faces like, oh, I don't like. I was, you know, like, you know, still in
I
the
don't know.
moment.
Did you enjoy when he went downtown?
No, I was turned off by the time like the first 5 or 6 minutes, and I noticed that I kept trying to pull my leg down, and he's like, no, like come here.
No.
It was just like, all right.
It's
now I'm
mental
over
for
it.
shorty's heavy then, you know what I'm saying? Because if
Yeah,
he was
facts.
penetrating and he's eating, you couldn't get over the fact, correct me if I'm wrong, you couldn't get over the fact your legs was in the air.
Right, like every time I tried to get into it, like my mind was drifting. I was like, I'm just ready to get out of here.
Is
Like,
it, and you don't have to disclose specifically, but is it something in the past that caused you not to like the legs in the air, or is it just
She said she can't
uncomfortable?
breathe.
thing. It makes me uncomfortable. I got big legs, so my legs being in the air
You
is
get tired.
uncomfortable. I can't really breathe good. And on top of that,
'Cause now
it's
your
not-
Even if
breath is
he,
in your
even if
chest.
he, even if he
it's
takes
not
the
hit-
weight
it's
off
going
of you,
like,
No.
the thing is going down.
it's going
not
down.
hitting the
It ain't
spine.
hitting the spine.
Yes, it's not hitting it. It's not.
And then
Gentlemen, the G spine is 2
Yes.
to 5, 3 inches
Again,
on the
this
inner
big
wall.
age, I know my
G.
body. I know
You
what I
need
like.
to
I
hit
know
the
what's gonna make
angles
it
there, my
happen.
G. Now, if you were to ride, even on you riding on reverse cowgirl sessions and all
Yeah,
that,
I would have. It would have happened. It would have definitely happened.
we know what we're talking about over there. Podcast. And you would be comfortable doing it.
Yeah,
No
of
tie.
course. I love it.
She got the
Flat
knees,
feet on
she
the
said.
bed.
Good knees.
flat feet
Good
on the
knee
bed.
Shout out to
Flat
good knee
feet on
game.
the bed.
Yo, shout out to good knee game.
Shout out to the
You know
good
what I mean?
Nizzies.
I'm gonna tell y'all
Do
something.
you
For
like,
everybody,
what about froggy style? Oh, no, my bad, my bad.
yes.
You say you don't mind dog. No, you say you don't mind doggy.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I asked. I thought
That's
you
a
was, I thought
performance
you was,
position, though.
but you don't
yeah.
mind that.
No,
it's
I-
just the legs in the air.
Legs in the air, I
Okay,
can't stand.
all right.
But my preference
Legs in the air,
is
she don't
missionary,
care.
of course. I like
Don't care.
missionary.
Yeah.
I don't mind putting one leg up, but both my legs.
it's over.
I
Now
can
you're-
breathe.
Bro, that's a hell of a
Hot seat
compromise.
done.
I think that's the
Breasts that come up here
compromise
to
right
no,
there.
that is one. That is a compromise.
That's the compromise.
You
That's a
don't wanna hear that,
relationship compromise right there.
If
But
he
did you
was my man, but
disclose?
he was not my man. So it was like I said, it was our first session. So this was, I feel like the first session is your job interview. It's when you're gonna show and tell. And
Yeah.
so he messed up.
That
And
one
it's
leg in
over.
the air, you going to get a little bit more.
Course,
in that thing too.
But I need to.
Trevoli in the sky.
Yeah, but you never know.
That one leg in the head a little dangerous. Yeah, better be careful. Hey man, that might have been one of the most. I ain't even gonna say that word. That was the most thorough demon time session ish
Oh, facts. Yeah, that
that
was
we've
nice.
had. No, I
love
appreciate that
that one.
speaking piece. You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
Hopefully you got something from that. Feel more confident. I think the bottom line here, I think it's a 3-chair turn, is that you're not whack for it, and feel more confident in your preference.
Yeah.
And if he strongly desires the legs in the air, after a while, I think you could compromise with at least the one leg.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Your mic's
Put your
not
mic
on
up.
right
Put your
now.
mic up. Put your mic up.
Say that again with the mic.
No, it's on. It's on. Just put it up to you. Oh, yeah.
I said I would have no problem compromising. I would have no problem doing it. I probably would be more comfortable with it if we were in a long-term type of situation. We
Okay.
weren't.
Yeah.
It was our first time, and so this is like I'm learning you, you're learning me.
Yeah,
and I
facts.
didn't feel enough emotionally connected to him to want to try a second time. Like some people, the first time is not good. Let's
Yeah.
give it another chance.
Yeah,
I didn't feel like that was necessary.
Right.
Okay.
I felt like it was so bad that
Never again.
Fair enough.
it's not gonna happen.
Fair
again,
enough.
ever.
You gave him a chance. You told him what you didn't like, and he did not oblige.
He did.
did
That's his
not.
fault. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Hey, shout out to him. Come on, man. You know what I mean? That's another one. NYC, we in the building. Come
Yeah.
on now. She said she from Harlem and Brooklyn. Bronx right now.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
we in the game, coach.
yeah.
Hey, man, if you 40 years old, you can't listen before the Smitty Dean session. You need to get it together there, my chick.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know
I'm
what I'm
not
saying?
gonna
You
lie.
might be next week. You're bugging.
me
I don't know.
Might be.
You know what I mean?
Stories.
We're the game coach. But hey, Nike 88 came through for the episode, man. It's such a pleasure having you here.
It was, man.
Like, yo, let the people know, like, if you got anything going on, if you want to give them any parting words before we get out of here, or at least where they could follow you. Let us know something.
No. I just wanted to say thank you to you guys. This is a part of my 2024 goal bucket list thing is to be a little less shy and a little less reserved. And this was my first, podcast. This is my first time being on the podcast.
Hey, well, we're so glad that we could be your first. All right? It's a beautiful thing, And shout out to the 2024 goals, and you already setting up the way for yourself and checking off them bucket lists, you know what I mean? All right, we in here. You already know what this is. It's your boy, Trey Maurice.
Hungry HD.
Hey, man, we back with another one, yeah?
You are now tuned in to the Peace King podcast.
Are you ready to unlock the secrets to a happy and fulfilling life? Looking for a safe space to discuss health, wealth, and relationships? Well, look no further because Live with Trell is here. Join the charismatic host, Trell, as he dives deep into topics that matter most, creating an atmosphere of love, understanding, and positive vibes only. Live with Trell is your go-to destination every Tuesday and Friday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, streaming exclusively on Instagram Live at Trell_Maurice.